Hello, my fellow modeling and tabletop gaming enthusiasts, and welcome to the Mediocre Modeler Show. It is a beautiful rainy night here. Um, I love October rainstorms. I don't know why, just fond memories. I like when there's more leaves on the ground, though. We don't have any leaves on the ground yet here. I love being up in my shop so I can hear the rain on the roof, or I can be out in my garage having a cigar when it's raining. Um, so, yeah, we got not a ton to talk about, but we still got lots to cover. Um, just diving into Conflict 47, but we're going to talk about a couple other things first. Um, some of you might have remembered during my intro or during my pre-order unboxing, I mentioned my wife had a job interview that day. Well, we found out today she did get the job. So she did. Positive. It was fantastic news. It had been a little while since she'd heard anything, and she was starting to get kind of down. But we found out tonight she got the job, so that's some really good news. The other really good news is I actually got out and played a game of Conflict 47 this past weekend with my buddy Devin. If anyone was familiar with the Space One with Guns podcast, the defunct heresy podcast, we met up, played a game. About 550 points was each list was exactly 542 points. Axis versus United States. He played the U.S. I played the Axis. After about 5 turns, I got tabled. So I found out that Fireflies are not to be taken lightly. We played on a 3x3, which I think was part of the issue. So quickly going through the list. So the U.S. list was a platoon commander, Firefly platoon commander, 2 platoons of 6 Fireflies, each with 1 automatic rifle, and then 1 squad had the ATRDs. And the Axis was a platoon commander, a squad of 3 Stahltruppen, 2 SMGs, and 1 LMG, a squad of 8 Schwertruppen, all with 6 Schwertruppen, all with assault rifles, a squad of 6 Totenkorps, and then the Vogelspinner. I keep saying that weird when I say it, Vogelspinner. Vogelspinner. With the twin light autocannons. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The only problem was, those Sturmgewehr 44Zs are pretty short ranged. And I had, when you combine an advance order with being further than half your weapon's maximum distance, so you're fishing for 6s just a hit. And I couldn't, the few hits that I did get, I could not convert, which was really tough. And then the Firefly is able to fly 12 inches and then hammer at you with their E-slugs, especially on the Stahltruppen. They die fairly quickly. And then exhaust their rift die 2d6, and then they can get back and get away and get safe. I also learned don't assault a fully functional walker with Totenkorps because they get to attack first and they will smash you. And without a surging rift die, your Totenkorps can't do anything unless you do, the super 6s. But yeah, we had a lot of fun, and my buddy said he pretty much convinced him to get into Conflict 47, so that's great. So I'm already working on additional lists. So I've got a roughly 1,000-point list written for the Axis. I told my buddy, look through the army lists, tell me what you want to put in a 1,000-point list, because I either have everything that you could put in there, or we can proxy it with something that I have. So I'm hoping to get we'll see if maybe another game materializes this weekend. I don't know. But we'll see if that works. But we had a lot of fun. My dice were garbage. But the thing was, he was using my dice. I was using my dice from the same set. So I just split the dice. So I've got the bolt action Marine Corps dice. And I think we each had 8 dice. And they were from the same set. So my rolls were just garbage. But we had a lot of fun. It was fun. And we were flipping back through the rules a lot. So I had the rules up on my iPad. I gave him my A5 rule book. I had my big rule book with me, which I was a little hesitant to leave the house just because of the autographs and stuff in it, because that thing is a prized possession now. But we're flipping back and forth through the rules, trying to understand everything as we're going through. Which it was I mean, it was probably a good 2 hours that we were playing, but it was good. It was fun. I'm looking forward to getting some more and trying different army lists, builds, and things like that. It's still very early, so I don't really have it necessarily any feedback. My Vogelspinne got taken out by the single ATRD he used all game, which I threw those in the list because that was kind of the hard thing, was trying to balance two lists in a game I hadn't played yet, with the only thing to really go off of was points. So the lists were exactly the same amount of points. The Axis list had 5 order dice. US list had 4. The US had 3 riff die, and the Axis had 2. I didn't get to use any of my riff dice. That was a little disappointing, but what are you going to do? So I've been busy painting and building. I had to use a lot of unpainted miniatures, but if I didn't, I would have never gotten out and played. So since then, I've built 2 more Stahltruppen, one with the light anti-tank gun, another one with an assault rifle. Finally, I got my linebacker going. Everything's assembled. I'm going to leave the arms separate for the time being, just for ease of painting. And somewhere, like, I've got the pilot piece separate. And I did swap out the head for a Marine officer's head. I figured that'd be cool. I can call this my command walker. So then I've got the arms separate, so the Tesla cannon, and then I decided to go with the light auto cannons, just for a little slightly heavier punch, even though not as many shots as the 12 you get with the twin HMGs, which also give you a pen bonus. So I mean, I can proxy them, and they would not at all be difficult to magnetize. I just didn't want to do it with this one, and I've got 2 more. So yeah, working on finishing painting my Vogelspinne and I think it's the starter army Firefly platoon leader, which is actually just about ready for an oil wash. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun assembling, building lately. Sometimes I just want to build stuff. So that's kind of what this has been lately. I also did break out and build the new Panzer IV mech. This is pretty cool. It was a little finicky, just a touch finicky, but not terrible. The hardest part was making sure that all of these legs were level, because I hate wobbly models. So it was a little bit of a challenge. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it here, but there are some gaps. So the legs are a solid piece. So this is all a solid piece. And then there's this piece that attaches to the hull, and then you attach the leg to that. So ideally I would have kept the legs separate, but whatever. So I had to fill some gaps, and I ended up using some UV cure resin to try that. So we'll see how that works. But it was pretty cool. I mean, this thing is cool. Did a little converting work on the commander figure. I took one of the heads I didn't use for the Vogelspinner. Had to do a little bit of modification of the body, but that's going to look cool. I just realized I need to verify something, and that's what I get for building. I'm going to have to fix one of these now, I think. You know what? I'm just going to shim it. I'll make a shim so it sits level. So that's kind of what's been up on the hobby side. So this is going to end up being a longer video now because of all this intro. But so what we're going to cover tonight is the Soviet Bloc army list. This has got me kind of excited. I don't necessarily need to start a Soviet army, but I'm probably going to now. So let's go ahead and jump into the Soviet Bloc army list. So similar to the last two, excuse me, I'm going to go through the Army Special Rules. We'll go through the units. We're only going to cover specifically the Konflikt 47 units. So things like your observers, medics, your basic rifle squad, MMG team, stuff like that. I mean, we'll just hit points costs, but we're not going to go through any other. I mean, there's not a whole lot else to do with those. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, for Army Special Rules, we've got harmonic resonance. At the start of every game turn, roll a d6 for each enemy unit on the table that does not have the Fearless special rule. On a 5+, that unit immediately receives a pin marker. So this could be brutal. I mean, especially if you've got units that are already pinned. Adding, I mean, granted a 5+, so you've got a 1 in 3 chance, but still, that can, just that one extra pin marker or one pin marker can really do a lot. We've got Zastalina. Whenever a Soviet Bloc infantry or artillery unit fails a morale check and would be destroyed as a result, re-roll it and apply the second result instead. If a test is passed in this way, that unit is immediately uprated to the next quality level for the rest of the game. If that unit was already veteran, it gains +1 morale value instead. Wow. That could be good too. We've got Heroes of the Soviet Bloc. At the start of the game, before deployment, one non-hero, non-rift infantry unit in a Soviet Bloc force may be designated Heroes of the Soviet Bloc. The chosen unit immediately gains a point of guts. Any model in the unit may spend it as if they were a hero. Furthermore, friendly units within 6 inches of the Heroes of the Soviet Bloc gain the Fanatics special rule. So that's pretty good. I don't think we didn't use any points of luck or rift mastery in our game, but I think we each should have actually had a point of guts, and neither one of us used it. I didn't know that I had it. I think Hand of the Green Vault is the rule, which would have been helpful because then I could have got my Vogelspinner, die back in the bag, could have got some more shots, whatever. But I don't think my buddy ended up using it either. But yeah, definitely remember your guts, luck, and rift mastery. And then finally we have Stolen Rift Tech. Once per game, when a Soviet Bloc rift die is drawn randomly from the dice bag, rolled, and assigned to a Soviet Bloc rift unit, its owning player may swap the result with that of another rift die, assigned to another unit within 6 inches, friend or foe. For example, if it rolled an exhausted result and an enemy unit within 6 inches of that unit had an active rift die, you may change the Soviet rift die to active and the enemy's rift die to exhausted. So that could also be pretty helpful. Very similar to Roberta Wells' ability, except she doesn't have to wait to roll it. She just has to execute an order. So that could come in handy, and I'm glad it's kind of limited to once per game, just because that could be pretty brutal. Okay, so we've got one hero, Commissar Gregor Drugov. 160 points. He is one heroic officer. Unit type is hero. May be used as a company commander. Base size is 25mm for Drugov and 40mm for his Ursus bodyguards. He comes standard with an assault rifle, teeth, and claws. So he gets +2 pen at close quarters. And the Ursus bodyguards have teeth and claws. They have standard infantry movement, equality veteran, with a damage value of 7+, and morale of 10, and fearless. Special rules. Drugov has deadly 3, and his bodyguards have deadly 4. Fearless, hard to kill, horror, large, tough fighters, Drugov only. Wide formation and not one step back. When a friendly infantry unit fails an order test within 6 inches of Drugov, remove one model from the unit and re-roll the test. He has 3 points of 3 points of guts, a point of rift mastery, and 1 point of luck. He is a rift unit. He has 2 rift die, which includes his rift mastery. His active rift enhancement is Ursine Fury. When assigned a run order, Drugov can opt to enter an Ursine Fury. Drugov and his Ursus bodyguards gain the fast special rule and increase their teeth and claws bonus to +3 pen at close quarters for the remainder of the game turn. If Drugov uses Ursine Fury, exhaust one of his rift dice after he has executed his order. His surging bonus increases his damage value to 8+. The exhausted penalty is he gains lumbering, so reduced movement rate of 4 inch on an advance, 8 inch on a run. And he may be accompanied by up to 2 Ursus bodyguards at 43 points per model. HQ teams, we have a company commander, comes in at 42, 60, or 78 points. Company commander on a 25mm base with a pistol. Standard movement, standard quality, and morale. Again, when I say standard quality, I'm talking inexperienced regular veteran, so damages of 3+, 4+, 5+, morale of 8, 9, and 10. His options are to take 2 additional soldiers with pistols, no mixed quality, so 6, 9, or 12 points. Three per squad may replace their pistol with a rifle at a point each. Three per squad may replace the pistol with an SMG for 5 points. And three per squad may replace their pistol with an assault rifle at 7 points. And you can take 1 point of guts or luck at 10 or 15 points. And the squad can take RPG 1s at 5 points per model. We've got an officer in Guards Mark II armor. Company commander comes in at 69 regular, 87 veteran. Is an officer in grade 1 heavy powered armor. Company commander, 25 mil base, standard weapon is an SMG, standard movement, standard quality. Special rules are heavy. Options are to take up to 2 additional soldiers in grade 1 heavy powered armor with SMGs for 19 or 22 points, regular or veteran, no mixed quality. 1 per squad can take an anti-tank rifle in place of their SMG for 11 points, and again can take 1 point of guts or luck at 10 or 15. Squad upgrades are RPGs at 5 points, anti-tank grenades at 2, and stubborn at 1. We've got the standard platoon officer, comes in at 21 points, 30 or 39 points. Standard options for these, same options as the company commander, I believe, and same points cost. And squad upgrades are RPG 1s at 5 points. We've got the platoon commander in Guards Mark II armor, 39 points regular, 48 points veteran. Same as the other Guards Mark II. Same special rules, same options, and same squad upgrades. Then we've got the medic, 23 points regular, 30 points veteran. Standard options with that. Again, standard everything with that compared to what we've talked about so far, as well as the other armies. Forward observers, we have an artillery observer, 475 regular, 90 veteran. They do have the infiltrator special rule. And up to 2 soldiers with pistols at 9 or 12 points. And again, replace pistol with a rifle at 1, SMG with 5, and assault rifle at 7. Got the Air Force Forward Observer at 75 points regular, 90 points veteran. They have the Infiltrator Special Rule, and again, same options. We have Commissars, so this would be a fun one. 15, 21, and 27 points. 25 mil base, standard with a pistol, standard movement, standard quality. Special rules are Commissar. A Soviet Bloc force can include a single Commissar, not part of any platoon selector, in the same way as a company commander. Not one step back. When a friendly infantry unit fails an order test within 6 inches of a Commissar, remove 1 model from the unit and re-roll the test. So same as Drugov. Standard options, again, 2 soldiers with pistols at 6, 9, or 12. Rifle, SMG, assault rifle at 1, 5, or 7 points each. Okay, so we've got the Soviet infantry squad, your basic rifle squad, at 35, 50, and 65 points. Comes with an NCO and 4 soldiers on 25 mil bases, armed with rifle, standard movement, standard quality. Up to 7 additional soldiers at 7, 10, or 13 points. I can take SMGs at 4 points, up to 12 per squad. Up to 12 can take assault rifles at 6 points. So that's a little cheaper, actually. 2 per squad can take an LMG at 15 points, and 1 per squad can take an infantry flamethrower for 30 points if they are selected as engineers. Upgrades, RPG 1s, anti-tank grenades. Veteran squads can take stubborn at 1 point each. Tough fighters at 1 point each. You can take engineers for a point. Shirkers for inexperienced squads only. Excuse me, at a discount of 2 points. And green inexperienced squads only for free. You've got the Guards Mark I infantry, armored infantry. 135 points regular, 150 points veteran is an NCO, and 4 soldiers in grade 1 heavy powered armor. Comes standard with the DPM Poulement Poikby, which I think is like an SMG. I'd have to look at the stats again. Movement is 4 inches and 8 inches. Standard quality. Special rules are heavy and lumbering. You can take up to 5 additional soldiers. 27 points regular, 30 points each veteran. Up to 4 per squad. Equip a soldier with an additional DPM Poulement Poikby at 4 per squad at 15 points each, so they could like dual wield, I think. RPGs, anti-tank grenades, stubborn, and engineers. Engineers is 1 point per model. Oh, when I said standard quality, regular is a 5+ damage and veteran is a 6+ due to the grade 1 heavy powered armor. You've got the Guards Mark II infantry is 95 points regular, 110 points veteran. Is cheaper. Okay. 1 NCO and 4 soldiers in grade 1 heavy powered armor. Standard weapon is SMG, so this is like the lighter powered armor. Standard movement, quality, regular and veteran, so due to being in grade 1 heavy powered armor, you have a 5+ and 6+ damage values. Special rules are heavy. You can take up to 5 additional soldiers in Guards Mark II armor at 19 and 22 points, and 2 may replace their SMG with an anti-tank rifle at 11 points each. RPGs, anti-tank grenades, stubborn, and engineers are the squad upgrades. The Moraz Ghoul. Ooh, these guys have me excited. So 140 points for an NCO and 4 Moraz Ghoul. Standard weapons are SMG. They have 8-inch advance and a 16-inch run, and they are veteran with a 6+ damage value. The special rules are fast fieldcraft, frozen meat. It's a fun special rule. Moraz Ghoul are immune to damage and pinning effects from flamethrowers. Horror and Infiltrator. They are a rift unit with 1 rift die, and their active rift enhancement is Killing Mist. When issued an order, a Moraz Ghoul squad can opt to create an icy mist around themselves for the remainder of the game turn. This confers the Moraz Ghoul squad light cover that moves with the unit. Killing Mist negates any defensive position bonus if the Moraz Ghoul squad assaults in the same turn. If assaulting models in open ground, the Moraz Ghoul squad resolves their damage and casualties are removed before the enemy has a chance to retaliate. If a Moraz Ghoul squad uses Killing Mist, exhaust its rift die after it has executed its orders. So that could be really good in assaults. Surging bonus is gain +1 pen in close quarters. That's even better. And exhausted penalty is they may not be issued run orders. You can add up to 5 additional per squad at 28 points each, and 10 per squad, which would be the maximum number in the squad, can take assault rifles at 2 points each. And they can also take RPG-1s and anti-tank grenades. We have the Ursus Infantry, the Bears. 129 points for 3 Ursus soldiers. They are specialist infantry, 40 mil bases. Teeth and claws, so they get +2 pen at close quarters. They have standard movement. They're veteran, 7+, and morale of 10, and fearless. They're deadly 4. Whoa. Fearless, hard to kill, horror, large, and wide formation. 1 rift die, and Ursine Fury, as we talked about with Drugov, is their active enhancement. Surging bonuses increase damage value to 8+. And the exhaustive penalty is they gain lumbering. You can take up to 3 additional per squad at 43 points each. And you can equip the unit with mauls for 10 points each, which confers rerolls to hit against vehicles in close quarters. Man, that deadly 4. Like, I can see these guys in Schreckwolfen having fun against each other, and it'd almost be a toss-up. I think Schreckwolfen are deadly 3. Man, that could be fun. Okay, Daughters of the Motherland. 145 points, 1 NCO, and 4 Daughters of the Motherland. Comes standard with assault rifles. Standard infantry movement, but they do have fast. They are veteran with a 6+ damage value, morale of 10. Special rules are fanatics and fast. They have 1 rift die, or 2 if you take any Zvukovoy automats. Active rift enhancement is Rallying Cry. Before rolling for an order test, a Daughters of the Motherland squad can opt to exhaust their rift die to remove D3 pin markers from their own unit and all friendly units within 6 inches. Wow. Roll the D3 separately for each affected unit. If this enhancement is used, exhaust one of the Daughters of the Motherland's rift die after it has completed its order. Surging bonus is gains hard to kill, and exhaustive penalty is they lose fast. You can take up to 5 additional Daughters of the Motherland at 28 points. 2 per squad may replace their assault rifle with an LMG at 9 points. And 2 per squad may take the Zvukovoy automat at 29 points each. I gotta look up what that does. And then RPG-1s and anti-tank grenades are their upgrades. We've got our infantry team, or our machine gun team. So an MMG, 35, 50, and 65 points. HMG team, 49, 70, and 91 points. Each have the option for a gun shield at 5 points, and the HMG team gains the flak special rule for 5 points. Anti-tank teams, we've got the anti-tank rifle team at 18, 25, and 33 points. We've also got a sniper team at 52 points regular, 67 points veteran. They have infiltrator and sniper for special rules. You can replace the team leader's rifle with an anti-tank rifle for 15 points. Retains the benefits of the sniper rifle, the sniper rule, except that its range remains 48 inches when using the scope. You can place the assistance pistol with a rifle, SMG, or assault rifle at 1, 5, or 7 points. We've got our mortar team, so light mortar at 21, 30, and 39 points, medium mortar at 32, 45, or 59 points, and then the heavy mortar at 42, 60, and 78 points. And the medium and heavy mortars can take a spotter for 10 points if you take them at regular or veteran. And then we've got a flamethrower team at 50 and 65 points. We've got our artillery, so a light artillery, 32, 45, and 59 points. Medium artillery at 60, 85, or 111 points. Heavy artillery at 95, 135, or 176 points. Each can take a gun shield at 5 points each, and you can take a spotter on the heavy or medium artillery if you take them at regular or veteran for 10 points. Light, medium, and heavy anti-tank guns. I think there's actually a super heavy. So, light anti-tank gun, 35, 50, and 65 points, comes standard with a gun shield. Medium anti-tank gun is 49, 70, and 91, also standard with the gun shield. Heavy anti-tank gun at 70, 100, and 130 points, and also standard with the gun shield. These are the heavy anti-tank gun teams. So these are teams, so includes the gun and crew. Standard crew sizes, so 3, 3, and 4 for the anti-tank guns, and I think 3, 4, and 5 for the artillery. Then we have the super heavy anti-tank gun team, 98, 140, and 182 points, 5-man crew, and a gun shield. And we've got the Zvukovoi projector, like the Toad projector, 84, 120, 156 points, crew of 3. Standard weapon is a Zvukovoi projector, counts as heavy artillery for the purposes of being moved by its crew. So on an advance, it can rotate, it cannot run, standard quality. It does have a rift die due to its shockwave weapon ability. Excuse me. So on to our walkers. We've got the Cossack Light Walker, which I think is the OG Cossack that came in like the original Soviet starter set. 150 points regular, 138 points veteran, is a light walker with 2 legs. Has 1 forward-facing light automatic cannon and 1 forward-facing MMG. Standard walker movement, damage value 8+, standard quality. Special rules are Recce and 2-legged. And for 20 points, you can replace the forward-facing light automatic cannon with a light anti-tank gun. We have the DM40 Molot medium walker, which is the one we just saw recently previewed at the open day. 238 points regular, 286 points veteran, is a medium walker, 2 legs, 1 forward-facing medium anti-tank gun, and twin forward-facing HMGs. Have standard, 6-inch advance and 6 to 12-inch run. 9+ damage value, standard morale. Special rules are reinforced front armor, slow, and 2-legged. Then you've got the Momot Heavy Walker, 495 regular, 594 veteran. It is a super heavy walker with 4 legs. 1 turret-mounted light howitzer, 1 forward-facing heavy howitzer, 1 turret-mounted HMG covering the front and left arcs, and 1 turret-mounted HMG covering the rear and right arcs. 6-inch advance, 6 to 12-inch run, 11+ damage value, standard morale. It is multi-legged and slow. And you can take reinforced front armor for 55 points. That could be expensive. You've got the Mastodont Heavy Walker at 430 regular, 516 veteran, super heavy walker with 4 legs. 1 turret-mounted super heavy anti-tank gun and coaxial MMG. And a forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. So 6-inch advance, 6 to 12-inch run. It is 11-inch damage value, standard morale. So special rules are multi-legged and slow and can take reinforced front armor for 55 points. All right, so on to vehicles. The T-34ZP medium tank, 192, 240, 288 points. It is a medium tank. 1 turret-mounted Zvukovoi projector and 1 forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. Advance up to 9 inches, run 9 to 18. 9 plus damage value, standard morale. It is a rift unit with 1 rift die and shockwave weapon ability. Options are to replace the turret-mounted Zhukovoy projector with a heavy anti-tank gun and coaxial MMG for a discount of 15 points, or you can replace the hull-mounted MMG with a vehicle flamethrower for 40 points. The KV-ZP heavy tank, so the KV-1 version, 256, 320, or 384 points. It is a heavy tank. 1 turret-mounted Zhukovoy projector, 1 forward-facing hull-mounted MMG. Advance up to 6, run 6 to 12, 10 plus damage value, standard morale. It is armored all round and slow. And it does have 1 rift die for the shockwave weapon. Then we've got the Zhukovoy projector emplacement at 160 points, 200 points, 240 points. It is a medium emplacement, counts as a medium tank. It is 1 turret-mounted Zhukovoy projector, has no movement at all, damage value 9 plus, standard morale. Special rules are armored all around and emplacement. And it does have a rift die for the projector. Okay, so then finally we've got the transports and tows. We've got a truck at 22, 27, and 32 points. It can transport up to 12 soldiers. It can tow light howitzers, light or medium anti-tank guns, and light anti-aircraft guns. It can add a forward-facing pintle-mounted LMG for 10 points. You've got the M3 white scout car at 54, 68, and 82 points. Has 1 forward-facing pintle-mounted HMG, damage value of 7 plus. Standard morale can transport up to 8 soldiers, and it can tow light howitzers, light or medium anti-tank guns, and light anti-aircraft guns. It is open-topped. You can take a pintle-mounted MMG on the right and rear arcs for 15 points, and a pintle-mounted MMG covering the left and rear arcs for 15 points. The T-20 Komsomolets, the little sort of tracked weird goofy thing, 37, 46, and 55 points. It has 1 forward-facing hull-mounted LMG, 9-inch advance, 9 to 18-inch run. It is 7 plus damage value, standard morale, can transport up to 6 soldiers, and can tow any gun. And it is open-topped. And then finally you have the Gaz Jeep, 14, 18, or 22 points, 12-inch advance, 12 to 24-inch run, 6 plus damage value, standard morale, and can transport up to 3 soldiers. So that is the Soviet Bloc list. It's the special rules that do it, combined then with the Moraz Ghoul, that really kind of just like, dang, that could be fun. It'd also be fun to model the T-34 ZP and the KV-2 ZP as well. So yeah, so that is the Soviet Bloc list for Konflikt 47. So let me know what you guys think down below of the Soviet list. I'm thinking probably by the end of the year I will at least acquire some Soviet models. We'll see what happens. I've got an order, my last order that I put in for the open day should be arriving here in a couple of days. So yeah. Just want to shout out to all the people that have been hitting up the comment section in the last couple of videos. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to comment. It's fun. It's really fun to hear what you guys think and kind of get some conversations going back and forth. I even got my first troll. That was fun. Apparently I ruined a video for him. So yeah, it was oddly enough the same night I hit 500 followers or 500 subscribers. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah. So I will probably throw up a couple of pictures of my Vogelspinner and my Firefly platoon leader at the end of this. So stick around to see how I'm getting along with those. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really do, really do appreciate it. Yeah. So don't forget to check out all the links for social media as well as my Warlord Games affiliate link. Yeah. Don't forget, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. So until next time, folks, may your paints be thin, your brushes be pointy, and your dice be hot.